Did Vladimir Putin blow up a private plane and murder the man, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who dared to stage a coup against him in June? Here's what we know. Today, a private jet crashed in Russia's Tver region, killing all 10 people on board. Reports say the aircraft had been flying for less than 30 minutes when suddenly something catastrophic happened. Some reports claim it was shot down. The list of passengers includes Prigozhin, the leader of the Russian paramilitary force, the Wagner group. State media says that Prigozhin died in the crash, but still not clear if he actually boarded the plane. If he did, it's a significant development in the Russia-Ukraine war. The Wagner group began in 2014 as a team of Russian mercenaries during the annexation of Crimea. It is now an international gun for hire and has been active in various countries, including Africa. Private military contractors are forbidden in Russia, but that does not seem to matter. Back in January, when we've on this show first reported about the Wagner group, the Russian media described Wagner members as patriotic. But the relationship between Prigozhin and Russian President Vladimir Putin grew very strained. In June, Prigozhin led a rebellion against Putin, and his mercenary soldiers started marching from Ukraine towards Moscow. That insurrection lasted only a day before reaching a settlement with Putin. But it was a clear message to Putin that was heard all around the world. The two men's history together made this rebellion even more dramatic. Before his military career, Prigozhin was a billionaire businessman. His restaurants hosted the Kremlin and its guests, including hosting twice former President George W. Bush. This earned Prigozhin the nickname Putin's Chef. After the attempted coup in June, which Putin no doubt was furious about, many wondered how long Prigozhin would live. If he was on that plane, the question, of course, is accident or murder? And one other thing, Prigozhin is currently wanted by the FBI for his alleged efforts to unlawfully interfere with the 2016 U.S. presidential election. And another update out of Russia, the pretrial detention of Wall Street Journal reporter and U.S. citizen Evan Gershkovich. It's been extended for a second time. On March 29th, Gershkovich was arrested on espionage charges. He was initially ordered to be detained until May 29th, later pushed to August 30th. Yesterday, Russia's Federal Security Service asked for a second extension, and this time there is no specified cutoff date. The 31-year-old reporter is accused of collecting, quote, state secrets, but no evidence has yet been provided by Russia. Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal, and the United States government all deny these charges. If convicted, Gershkovich faces possibly 20 years in Russian prison. As he awaits for his trial in Russia, Evan Gershkovich joins at least 3 other Americans imprisoned in Russia. On Monday, we reported on American musician and New Jersey native Jimmy Wilgus. For nearly 7 years, he's been imprisoned in a Russian labor camp. Jimmy is locked up in the same building as Canadian-born retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. And there's another American imprisoned there. Like Jimmy Wilgus, the other little-known American imprisoned is a musician, and he's also a poet. His name is Thomas Stwalley, and we are the first to share his story on television. Born in Indiana, Stwalley moved to Russia several years ago to teach and perform music. He was arrested in 2018 and sentenced to 11 years in prison for growing hemp in his apartment building. Stwalley insists he is wrongfully detained. His family says they've never been contacted by the U.S. government aside from the U.S. Embassy in Moscow and only by email. On Monday, we aired a statement from Jimmy Wilgus that was recorded during a phone call with me from his prison in Russia. After making his plea, Jimmy handed the phone to Thomas. Thomas asked that I record and play this statement as well. Here's Thomas Stwalley.
Thank you, Greta, for this opportunity. The only criteria for bringing us home should be that we're American citizens. I was unjustly charged, and the only way justice will prevail is for the government to take a more active role in seeking American justice. I implore Secretary Blinken to treat us all as Americans, not criminals, and I urge Congress to take action now and bring us all home. Conditions in the prison are worsening, and the danger is growing as the war in Ukraine continues.